The September window of World Cup qualifying is in the books, and my goodness, did a lot of stuff go down. And I'm going to do my best in this video to recap that for you guys today, give you guys some of my biggest takeaways, maybe get the brain juices flowing, some things I saw, some observations. Did you have the same? Did you have the opposite? Let me know in the comments as we go through this one by one. This will include notes on all 12 teams. I might do some future videos, some standalone videos about a couple teams in particular. So if you don't want to miss that and other CONCACAF content here on the channel, because there's a ridiculous amount of that already, make sure you are subscribed. And of course, I will do more watch alongs for future World Cup qualifiers. I know I did both Panama games this time. I won't do y'all like that. In the October window, I'm going to spread the love a little bit more. I'm going to start with Group A, and I'm going to go in the order of the table, y'all, which means we're starting with Suriname, who are in first place after a win and a draw. They beat El Salvador away. They got a draw at home against Panama, 0-0, and they got 4 points, and I feel like this is the best possible window they could have ever hoped for. Should people say, well, Jack, you could have gotten 6. Getting 6 points would have been the greatest international window in Suriname's history. And you know what? This is already one of the best international windows in Suriname's history. They will take this one. And you guys let me know in the comments, what was a bigger result? Was it drawing Panama at home? Or was it getting the win away in El Salvador? I think you can make an argument for either one. In both games, though, I feel like Suriname were impressive. I think if there's one thing that Suriname need to improve on, it's the attack, especially in the Panama game. Too many chances, too many counters lead to absolutely nothing. Sometimes they don't even lead to a shot. They got to find a way to get Geraldo Becker, Garano Kirk, and Margaret on the field at the same time and make them talk to each other. I don't know if there's a language barrier here, but it looks like they don't know how the other guy wants to play. That needs to get fixed, and Suriname are going to be terrifying. On the positive side, man, the defense of this team, we knew it was going to be good. It's better than I thought. Their fullbacks, Van der Kust and Van Gelderen, dogs. Oh my gosh. I felt like I was watching all-pro cornerbacks in the NFL mark their man out wide. These guys are going to be a freaking problem. How do they do for their clubs? I don't know. I don't care. I'm mainly an international football channel. I don't give a damn what they look like for their club in the Eredivisie or wherever they play. In CONCACAF, they look like studs. And so this is going to be a problem because I'm looking at the rest of the group, and I'm looking at El Salvador, and I'm thinking, okay, what wings can beat two good fullbacks one-on-one? I'm not really sure. I'm looking at Panama. Panama didn't win any of their duels one-on-one out wide. They largely got pocketed. And then I'm looking at Guatemala. Is Oscar Santis going to be just slicing and dicing, Van Gelderen? I don't think so. So expect a lot of low-scoring games from Suriname. I truly do not see them conceding more than one goal, I think, in the rest of these games. I think there will be one game maybe where they concede a pen or something like that, and they concede 2, maybe Panama away. Other than that, I think these guys are going to be looking to keep a couple more clean sheets in this group. Moving on to El Salvador, who are in second. Now, I said that if El Salvador got anything against Guatemala away, that Bukele should declare a national holiday. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have submitted an official request to the office of the president declaring September 4th as a holiday, because winning away in Guatemala City, a venue and a stakes in which Guatemala had not lost in a decade, getting a win here is something that I would have never, ever placed a bet on, and El Salvador did that. And I think you got to give credit to El Salvador in the sense that the team is scrappy as hell. I saw people complaining like, hey man, they just want to fight, it's a UFC match. Well, of course they do. That's the only way they're going to get to the World Cup. Now, are they going to qualify? I still don't think so. But getting 3 points here, they are ahead of freaking schedule. I think 1 point in this window would have been great. A draw at Suriname at home. That would have been a great result. The fact that they got 3, the fact that they were competitive in both games and completely neutralized Guatemala is a massive freaking win for El Salvador. And honestly, I think the biggest advantage or the biggest reason that El Salvador are playing well, house money. They're playing with house money. No one, myself included, expects or expected them to do a single freaking thing. And I'm going to talk about the 2 teams below us, but there's a thing called expectations that seems like it might be affecting them a little bit. And speaking of, we'll talk about Panama. Panama, welcome to the Mexican national team experience. Welcome to the U.S. men's national team experience. welcome to expectations. I will be making a separate video about Panama, but if there's one thing that is the biggest concern about this team is this group of players is showing that they can't really play under pressure. When the lights are on, when people are looking at Panama and they're saying, you guys should win this game, they've kind of folded. They folded at the Gold Cup, they folded against Suriname, and I think they really folded against Guatemala at home. And this is a problem. Now, some people were saying Thomas Christensen out. That is laughable to me. I don't think Thomas Christensen set them up horribly in this game. I think he's dealing with a player pool that does not have a single finisher in the entire roster. And you saw that in a very dangerous combination. A crazy dangerous combination, y'all, in football, is being the favorite that everyone expects you to win every game, not having a goal scorer, and not having a good defense. That's the triangle of death right there for killing a team. And so far, look, Panama, they get 2 points, they survive. It's okay. But there's only 4 games left in qualifying. They got to get going. What's their next game? El Salvador away. Oh, popcorn. Will I be going live? No. No, I will not be going live for that game. But any other slip up here, I mean, I'm eating a banana off screen. Any more of these? And Panama's in big trouble. And if they fail to qualify, I think it would be the most embarrassing non-qualification of any team across all federations for the World Cup. I would put Panama number 1. So the pressure is, it's not getting better. It's not like you draw points and now people don't expect you to win. No, you're still a favorite, right? You were the best team remaining of all 12 teams that had to qualify for the World Cup. And the performances outside of Coco Carrasquilla, who was a dog this window, was terrible. Murillo should be ashamed. Freaking Fidel Escobar probably shouldn't be starting anymore. Godoy, it's done, man. Hang it up. Ismael Diaz can only score at the Gold Cup, apparently. Jose Fajardo's finished. Freaking, who's left? Gutierrez, fraud. I mean, there's nothing, no other personnel positives from this window. And I will conclude with Guatemala, who are last on 1 point. And I don't need to beat the dead horse again with the El Salvador defeat at home. It was a huge freaking L. More concerning for me, though, about that game is just how bad they looked. And I think they looked bad because of my favorite word for today's video, expectations. Everybody expected a Gold Cup semifinalist to romp El Salvador, the worst team at the Gold Cup. Maybe Trinidad has an argument in that. And I think contextually they probably do have an argument to have been the worst team. But this is what happens when you have to play with expectation. This is what happens when you have to be the one to press the issue. This is what happens when anything less than a win is a huge embarrassment in the eyes of the media in the footballing world. And Guatemala didn't handle it very well. Not only did they not handle it, I mean, and you know how I know that? Because if you watch the players in this game, touches are terrible. Passes are all over the place. Nobody can control a ball. There's no interplays at all because everyone is making fundamental mistakes every time they receive a pass. Any bit of pressure from El Salvador, Guatemala folded immediately. They created a couple chances at the end of the game via some crossing. The Salvadoran goalkeeper had a couple good saves late, but that was really it. And then the flip side, a draw win Panama City is an amazing result for Guatemala. Why? Because they got to do what they do best again. They got to sit back. They got to be physical, and they got to be the team that said, hey, man, we're supposed to lose this game. So we're just going to do what we do. We're going to play a couple long balls up to Rabin. Santis going to put some balls in the box. Maybe Darwin Lom nicks one. He almost did. And you got to beat us. And Panama couldn't. Looking at this going forward, I don't really know what's going to happen in Guatemala versus Suriname. Those games are really, really interesting to me because both of y'all can't be the underdog. Someone's got to press the issue. So Group A did not let me down in the slightest. This group is incredible. It was the group of death when the draw came out. It has remained in such. Panama and Guatemala going home as things stand. Wild. Moving on to Group B. We have Jamaica, who are in first place. They scored 6 goals. They took 6 points. They did not concede. It was an easy window for them. Does that matter? Do they get points deducted for that? No. You know who else had an easy window on paper? Costa Rica. Oh, we'll get to Costa Rica in Group C. So I'm not going to say anything bad about Jamaica. I didn't think that the footy in the Trinidad game in particular was very inspiring, but I think McLaren is like, hey, I got to lock things down. We got to stop conceding goals. He's kind of, I guess, taken a page out of Halgrimsson's book a little bit to try to be defensively solid, and that's going to be the way forward for Jamaica. And I think in this group, that is the way forward. Look at these attacks, y'all. Curacao, Trinidad, Bermuda. I mean, yeah, Bermuda's got an offensively inclined team. But these are not all-star offenses that we're dealing with in this group. And so I think Jamaica, being a little bit more defensive, being a little bit more conservative, and just relying on their superior talent is probably a good move. And look, they got Curacao away next. If they get something in that game, dude, the group is done. Like, Trinidad fumbles Bermuda a little bit, the group's done already like that, and Jamaica's got it locked up. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This group isn't good. We all know that. This group is terrible, but it is what it is. It's not Jamaica's fault. If they weren't doing well, we would be clowning them. So congratulations to Jamaica. Curacao, they're in second on 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw. But they were this freaking close to being placed on fraud watch. 2 goals conceded to Bermuda at home. Never good, is it? Never a good thing. And 0.17 XG away to Trinidad. Holy hell. They deserved to lose that game against Trinidad. I mean, not that Trinidad were great, but Curacao wasn't great. If you're looking at the hipster picks that everyone has to qualify, Suriname versus Curacao, I don't know if anybody's feeling better about Curacao right now. I feel like Suriname firmly said, like, nah, we're the better team right now, and we're going to prove it going forward. That wasn't a disaster, right? They still did beat Bermuda. They still did take the 3 points. They did what they had to do. But this was an uninspiring performance overall from Curacao. And they got their easiest game now done. It's off the schedule. Bermuda at home. That's the easiest game for every team here. Done. You're not going to get that again. Now they got 2 games against Jamaica left, and they got a home game against Trinidad, and they even got Bermuda away. So similar to Panama, they're going to have to be very close to perfect if they want to advance any further than this. Trinidad on 1 point. Now, honestly, I don't think it was a disaster window for them. A win at home to Curacao would have been great, but I think a draw was what many of us were predicting. The good news for Trinidad is that they got 2 Bermuda games left. So that's the good thing if you're looking at Trinidad, is their layups, if you want to call it that, which isn't offensive to Bermuda, but they're not good. You have to beat Bermuda. If you're not beating Bermuda, do not cry to me when you don't qualify for the World Cup. They have those games left. Jamaica already took theirs. They got 3. Curacao took theirs, barely got 3. Well, Trinidad's got that twice. So theoretically, if Trinidad win both of those games, they're on 7 points minimum. So they probably need, a win or maybe 2 draws from the other 2 games, and they're probably going to finish in second. And they're probably going to be one of the better second-place teams, and that would be enough. So it wasn't a terrible window for Trinidad, but I'm not going to say that the football was incredible either. And in last, we have Bermuda, 2 losses, 7 goals conceded. They almost got something against Curacao, and they gave Curacao a scare, and I think that has to be considered a win. I don't really know what else we're expecting from Bermuda. They're the worst team here. I mean, conceding 7 already. It's not good. But you know what? Maybe just because they can ball sometimes, maybe they take points off someone. Maybe somebody loses to Bermuda going forward. It's not an impossibility. Let's move on to Group C. And motherfreaking Honduras are in first place right now. I think it's a great job. Job complete. Any Hondurans, are you upset? Let me know why down below in the comments. I feel like this is a great window for you guys. Defend the home turf, which a lot of teams didn't do. Get the win. They beat Nicaragua at home 2-0. They were the better side. I don't really think there's any argument about that. And you pick up a draw away in kind of a weird, potentially banana peel game against Haiti. I think Honduras did okay. And the Haiti game was awful. It was an awful spectacle. Both sides sucked. A draw was the righteous and fair result in that game. Had anybody won, it would have been a robbery, in my opinion. It was diabolically bad. And next up, they have a game at home against Costa Rica. A down bad Costa Rica. And this fixture all time is 50-50, man. Completely even. It's a dogfight every single time. If Honduras can have another inspiring performance, if they can envision themselves playing the Mexican national team, and they get a win here, oh my goodness. They're in such a good position at that point because they'll still have Haiti at home, which they got to be feeling okay about that. And Nicaragua away, they'll be looking at that and say, we can get a point. 100% we can get a point. I'm not saying they're going to take a win 100%, but they'll be feeling okay about their prospects there. So yeah, man, really good window, I think, for Honduras overall. Next up, we have Costa Rica on 2 points. 1-1 draw away to Nicaragua, 10 men Nicaragua. and a 3-3 draw at home to Haiti. My number one thing about Costa Rica is Piojo must be sacked. This is ridiculous, y'all. Everybody was clowning Panama. I think Panama is the most hated team in CONCACAF, by the way. I don't think anybody hates anyone more than Panama. It's kind of weird. Y'all are some serious haters. But Costa Rica's window is worse. Costa Rica's window is worse. Nicaragua away, 10 men. If there was a team that was going to win that game, it was Nicaragua. And then letting Haiti score 3 goals at home. I called it, by the way. I thought that there was going to be an upset here. Why did I think there was going to be an upset here? Not because I think Haiti are incredible, but because Piojo is a fraud. He's destroyed the identity of Costa Rica. If you look at peak Costa Rica, if you look at how Costa Rica looked under Alfaro and how they look now, what was it? Defense first. Make it tough on the opposition. Yeah, we're going to score maybe only once or twice a game, but it's going to be tough to get goals on us. What has happened since Piojo came in? It has been a disaster. They have 2 clean sheets since Piojo took over. Bermuda and Mexico in a nobody really cares too much Gold Cup game. And honestly, the Santi Jimenez goal should have stood. So they shouldn't have even kept a clean sheet in that game. They should have lost. Everybody else is scoring in buckets against these guys. Suriname getting 3 goals. Dominican Republic getting goals. U.S. men's national team getting 2 goals. And now you have Haiti getting 3 goals. Haiti, who typically can't score. They play fun footy, but they don't put the ball in the back of the net when they're playing anybody of note. When they're playing Bermuda again, I'll go back to that, or the Bermuda Triangle national team, then yeah, they score goals. This is unacceptable. And if by the grace of God, Costa Rica make the World Cup, they're going to lose every single game. And they're going to concede 12 goals in the group stage if Piojo stays on as manager. This is not working. And Nicaragua away was arguably worse. The good news about the Haiti game is that at halftime, mainly because of the talent of this Costa Rican side, Costa Rica should have been up 5-0. Like, they were all over them. They destroyed Haiti in the first half. Should have been 5-0, should have been over. But the defense has abandoned them. They have lost it, y'all. And I'm not used to seeing Costa Rica in this way. And it's got to be weird for Costa Ricans to be seeing their national team play like this. The last time Costa Rica conceded 3 goals at home in a World Cup qualifier was Mexico in 2009. And this is Haiti we're talking about here. And if not for Manfred Ugalde being a great playmaking striker, by the way, if not for the ridiculous set-piece options that Costa Rica have, with guys like Gamboa and Juan Pablo Vargas, they're maybe losing both of these games. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're maybe losing both of these games. Piojo must go. And if he sticks around, Costa Rica's doomed. It's really that simple. This was a high-risk, high-reward signing or appointment as a manager. It has not gone well. Haiti next up. Okay. Versus Honduras, I already talked about it. Pretty ugly game. I think both sides are okay with a point. And I think Haiti getting a point here was okay. I think Honduras are a good team. It was solid for Haiti. Versus Costa Rica, I mean, I also said in the preview with Michael Talks Football, we did on his channel, like, players who need to step up. Duckins Nazone. Well, Duckins Nazone, who didn't even start the game, comes in and scores a hat-trick. The first ever visiting hat-trick in the history of the Costa Rican national team. So again, another award for Piojo to hang on the wall. Was it an amazing performance? Here's the thing, no. Because defensively, they were so bad. That was the worst defensive Haitian performance I've seen in person, or not in person, but I was not in San Jose, but on the TV in a while. But this is the problem with Haiti. And we've seen this now a couple times in the past 4 games. Cut up by Costa Rica. Cut up by the U.S. men's national team. Cut up by Curacao right before the Gold Cup. That's 3 of the last, 6 games where they've been Chef Boyardeed. That's not good. Why is it not good? Because the offense isn't consistent enough to counter that. The offense doesn't score 3 goals every game. This was an outlier. This is not going to happen again, folks. And it's still a Duckins Nazone hat trick wasn't enough to get the win. I know it's away to Costa Rica. It's a good point. But the bigger picture of this team, they still look like they're in trouble. I I don't think they have enough. In defense of them, this was their hardest window. Costa Rica away, Honduras, neutral territory. It's done. This is the hardest window. And they didn't lose. So I'm not saying they're out of it. Let's not get too excited. Let's not get too down. It's just kind of the draw against Honduras was solid, but everything else, I don't know about. And finally, Nicaragua. And look, man, they got a point at home against Costa Rica. And what? They lose away to Honduras? Okay, everybody expected them to. Honduras are good. Honduras are better. Honduras are really good at home. It is what it is. This was still a pretty good window for Nicaragua. Who do they have next? They have Haiti at home. You think the Nicaraguans thinking that they can't get something in that game? You think that's a guaranteed win for Haiti? I think it was a good window for Nicaragua. I don't really have a bunch of takeaways. They don't have a very good team. Offensively, they're very poor. Very limited. Full defensive ball is what we're going to see the rest of qualifying, just like El Salvador. And that's their way going forward, so I'm not going to criticize them for that. But yeah, they can play the spoiler, I think. And I think they can play the spoiler better than Bermuda can going forward. So I would give it a C+ window for Nicaragua, getting the point there. You could argue they should have beat Costa Rica. Down a man. So they showed spirit. They're not going to lay down and die. I'm actually pretty excited for the Haiti game. Am I going to go live for that one? Probably not that one either. I don't know what my live streams are going to be next time. Maybe Honduras, Costa Rica. That one looks jugoso. That's a juicy one there. I think it'll be that one. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. That is my quick-fire recap of the September window. If there's something that you guys want an extended video on, maybe it's Piojo getting sacked, maybe it's something else, the downfall of Costa Rica, let me know in the comments. You guys put your biggest takeaway down there as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.